The Warriors won their third straight game, once again without most of their star players. This time over the Utah Jazz, narrowly defeating them 112 to 107. And yeah, the Warriors did not have in this game Klay Thompson and, of course, no Wiggins or Curry. Of course, Klay Thompson usually doesn't play back-to-back games just because of his, recovering from his injuries and whatnot. And so, the Warriors going into this, playing a Jazz team that, although they started well, they've died down, and now they're kind of about the same as the Warriors in terms of record. But the Warriors moved back to 500. And I mean, last game, it was very clear that the youth movement is definitely emerging here in Golden State. But this game was even more clear. I mean, Patrick Baldwin Jr. made a huge impact. He didn't play last game, but he did in this one. He came off the bench, had 11 points, had stellar defense, and I really liked just kind of the way he fit. It's clear that he is really gelling with this team. And, that's not always the case with rookies. Last year we were lucky to see Kuminga and Moody kind of, not really have to take on big roles because the Warriors were a championship contender. The year before that, Wiseman got injured pretty early on. And the year before that, Jordan Poole, Eric Paschall, those types of guys, they kind of weren't getting that much of a huge role either. And so I feel like right now for Baldwin, yeah, he's not getting the biggest role, but at the same time, he's still making an impact on a shorthanded team. For the Warriors, their leading scorer was Jordan Poole. He was amazing. He had 26 points. Dante DiVincenzo was great too. He had 19. And Ty Jerome, arguably player of the game, had 17. And I say he's player of the game not just because of his points, but he really made a big impact with the steals. And I mean, Ty Jerome's one of those guys that I feel like, is not really talked about that much. I mean, he's kind of just joined this year, not really a huge player in our lineup, but I feel like now with all the injuries, like I mentioned with the other guys, Ty Jerome has become one of those guys that, you can kind of rely on. And yeah, he's not the best player, but I really like his game. And so, the Warriors ran with a really interesting starting lineup tonight. Green, Lamb, Looney, DiVincenzo, and Poole. And yeah, it got the job done. The Warriors, though, did not start this game that well. They were outscored by 10 in the first, but that fourth quarter really turned things around. They came back from a deficit, and yeah, you got to give credit to, like I said, Baldwin, Poole, Ty Jerome. I mean, all those guys. Even Kuminga, he had 9 points. And so, yeah, I'd love to see Ryan Rollins, the second-round pick we got, make an impact as well when he, gets called up or something, just to see how he fits in with that youth movement as well. For the Utah Jazz, Lauri Markkanen, who's having a great, arguably all-star season. He had 29 points. Good game from him. Jordan Clarkson had 22, and Jordan Vanderbilt had 10. Colin Sexton had 11 off the bench. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, the Warriors, yeah, they played good down the stretch. It was one of those games they struggled early, kind of the opposite of last game. But, nonetheless, a great win. Love to see DiVincenzo hitting shots. Love to see Baldwin hitting shots and Jordan Poole kind of leading the team. I mean, he's a third or fourth year player? Yeah, fourth year player at this point. And he is really showing his leadership skills. Jordan Poole, I mean, this is good practice for him as, just not just a basketball player, but as a leader on a team that is kind of led by veterans. And yeah, the only really true veteran in this game was Draymond Green. Yeah, Kevon Looney is too, but I think Jordan Poole took the lead, and I love to see it. So yeah, good win for the Warriors, 112-107 over Utah. Utah, last time we played them, devastating loss. A game we should have won, a game that really made my blood boil because the Warriors gave that game on a silver platter to Utah. But this time they won it barely. I mean, yeah, 5 points, 112-107. But that's going to do it, guys. Good homestand for the Warriors. They're undefeated 3-0 on it right now. We'll play the Blazers next. Let me know your guys' thoughts. I'll see you guys later. And yeah, go Warriors.